To manipulate is to love. Yes, you did read the title right. To manipulate is to love. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why everybody fundamentally manipulates everybody all the time. Even those we love to even those that we dislike. But that fundamentally to manipulate is to love. And once you get this, you're going to have a completely new insight on manipulating and what you are really up to on a subconscious level. If this is of interest, then stay tuned. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. Yes, so to manipulate is to love. Now you might be thinking, oh yeah, go on then Dan, let's hear this one. Well, basically, if you look at very, very carefully at how you make requests of people, of anything that you say to anyone where you want them to do something, have a look. How do you ask them? Do you say, on your way home, could you pick up some groceries for me? I bet you don't say it like that. I bet you say, beautiful, lovely, darling, on your way home, would you mind picking up some groceries for me? And like there's this whole kind of drama that goes behind it. Or what about your boss asking for a pay rise? I bet you don't just organise a meeting, sit down with them and say, okay, I've now worked in the company for over a year. I can see I'm elevating the performance of my division, or I'm excelling in what I'm doing and I'm completing a lot more in less time. So I request a pay rise. Do you ask it that way? No, of course you don't. What you do is you say, hi boss, hi, I've done that report for you. Oh, I've also done this for you. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. And you try like impressing them with all these things that you've done extra. Now, if we have a look, what's going on underneath all of that communication? It's manipulation. And what I want you to get is that as a human being, you manipulate all the time in everything that you say. I know that sounds far-fetched, but just have a look. As long as us human beings have a fear of failing, a fear of not being liked, a fear of that we're not going to be wanted, a fear that we're not going to be loved or anything like that, what happens is our survival brain kicks in and makes sure that we do those things to get us love, to be liked, to be wanted. And then what happens is we might kind of hint things without, hi. Instead of walking up to somebody saying, could I take you out for a drink sometime? It's all the games that people play before they ask somebody out on a date. Why? Because they're trying to manipulate them into liking them back. They're trying to manipulate them into saying yes so they can go out on a date. But when you really start looking at this, manipulation isn't a bad thing. In fact, I say to people that manipulation is the same as alcohol and the same as money. It just brings out more of the human being's intent before they had that alcohol or that money. If somebody's really kind and generous when they drink alcohol, they're just kind and generous. You don't see much change. Same with money. They're just still kind and generous. But if somebody's like fairly self-focused and egotistically driven in trying to gain for themselves, and then they drink alcohol, that just becomes elevated. Same with money. People that are sort of egocentric, they make more money, they just become even more needy and greedy over their own money. Same with manipulation. Manipulation is simply, I would even call, an art form. All sales is manipulation. Whether you like it or not, all sales is manipulation. However, if you genuinely want to make the world a better place, if genuinely you want to impact the world in a great way, the only way you're going to do it is if you enroll, if you inspire people to joining your cause or to buying your product or to buying your service. In other words, to handing over money or to committing time and effort in your cause or your mission. How are you going to get people to do that? You can't force them. You can't force somebody to take money out of their wallet and give it to you. I mean, you can do, but in the laws of karma, you're going to have a nightmare of repercussions if you do that. So what do? Naturally, you manipulate people. You say, look, if you take up this opportunity, it's going to enable you to break through into a whole new future, and you're going to experience a whole new level of success, both in finances and in the quality of your life. How would you like to take part of that? Now, what you've done there is you've gone and created for them a picture that if they stepped into it, they would really enjoy it and love it. And then you've dangled it in front of them, and then you've offered it to them. If they then choose that, whether you like it or not, what you've done is you've actually manipulated them into going for that opportunity. Of course you have. Or if you were to say, look, many people just have a terrible lawnmower. And what happens is with a terrible lawnmower, it makes all your shoulders hurt. And then when you're using these old mowers, they don't work very effectively. And then your neighbours see you struggling with this mower. It's just not a good thing. And nobody likes to feel that way. But if you buy our mower today, we can do you a 20% discount. Not only that, once you have this mower, it glides so easily that you can mow your lawn effortlessly. And in doing that, when your neighbours see you mowing, they'll see you mowing with your brand new machine effortlessly. And then you'll have a beautifully cut lawn to impress them all with. Would you like to buy one? Total manipulation. Absolute super skilled sales tactics. I just laid it on there. Now that could well get me a sale. But if genuinely my lawnmower is a good machine, if it genuinely is going to elevate the quality of these people's lives, then me manipulating in those times is being absolutely loving. And I want you to get this, that you manipulate all the time. Now, ask yourself, why do you manipulate? Are you manipulating because you genuinely want to impact the life of that person? Or are you manipulating them because you want your own self-gain for you to get something? If that's the case, then manipulating still works, but on a karmic level, your karma's going to catch up. At some point, you're going to have to pay for that lack of an integrity in everything that you do. But the first thing is, simply get that you manipulate all the time and in everything that you do. I know I do. The only difference is that I've got the integrity and the honesty to say it out loud on camera to the public. So if you learned something from today, if you got something from today's video, then click that like button, share it with a friend if you think they're always manipulating, but they're doing it in a loving way or a harmful way. And just take this on. Go forwards in the world and just recognize when you're manipulating. Just catch yourself when you're hinting, when you're not making like just a straight request. You keep skirting around an object, or you've got something that you want and you try doing everything else to communicate that you want it rather than just asking for it. And look at all the things that you're doing to just try and manipulate that human being or that person to giving you that thing that you want. And I promise you that when you take this on, you'll start to see that you've been doing it everywhere with everyone all the time. And actually, once you get that, it brings you freedom, it brings you ease, because you realize you're just human, that you've got fears, you've got things that you fear that you're pushing away from, and you've got things that you enjoy that bring you pleasure that you're always pulling yourself towards from. And naturally, the ego is always running us, it's always kicking in, and it's having us do these little sneaky, cheeky things here and there. And if you want to elevate the quality of your life to the next level, then just embrace it, you manipulate, and just take on manipulating with integrity. In other words, just say to people, look, I'm going to sell you this because I know that if I sell you this, it's going to make your life better. And that's what I do when I'm selling my coaching courses, when I'm on stage and making my offers. I make it very clear that I'm selling, and that selling is manipulating, and that, of course, I want people to register. Why? Because what I sell makes people's lives better. And then I say to people, go and have a look on my website. Go and see all the great results that everybody has had. Doing that is just being really straight and upfront with people. People will really appreciate you for it, and they will be more than happy to look at working with you, and they could well also take you up on your offers. So well done for checking out today's video. Click the like button if you've learned something, if you've got something that you can implement, and remember, whatever you do, after you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I know that you're a committed entrepreneur and somebody that truly wants to succeed, don't forget, dream the dream, choose the dream, live the dream.